Has this ever happened to you? You meet someone, you connect, things feel like they're going great, and then, just out of nowhere, nothing. It's so confusing, right? And super frustrating. But you know what? It happens to pretty much everyone. So let's get into it and figure out what is really going on.
You know how it starts. The energy is just electric. They're texting you good morning, they want to know about your day, they're sending you memes, all of it. They're showing you all this attention, and it really feels like you're building something real.
So you're in this awesome rhythm, you're feeling secure, you're excited about what's next, and then the whole pattern just breaks. Suddenly, the messages slow down to a trickle, and when they do reply, it feels different, kind of cold, or even worse, they just vanish. Complete radio silence. And boom, that's when your mind goes into overdrive. You start replaying every single conversation, every text. Did I say something weird? Was I too much? Did I seem too eager? Why are they acting like this all of a sudden? That self-doubt can be absolutely overwhelming. But here's the honest truth. Most of the time, it's not nearly as complicated as we make it out to be in our own heads. So we're going to move from all that confusion and get to a place of real clarity. We're going to break down the 5 most common reasons this happens. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to cover 5 key areas, starting with what happens when you become too available. Then we'll look at the spark just fading away. We'll also have to talk about the tough one, them finding someone else. Then we'll get into how silence can actually be a game of control. And finally, the strange paradox of trying too hard. So let's kick things off with that first one, availability.
You know, there's some fascinating psychology going on here. When you are always there, always replying in seconds, always willing to drop everything for them, you kind of, without meaning to, take away the thrill of the chase. That little bit of mystery, that excitement, it just disappears. Because there's absolutely no fear of losing you.
So every new connection has that initial spark, right? That excitement and curiosity. But here's the thing. A spark needs fuel if it's going to turn into a real fire. If there's no deeper connection being built underneath all that surface level fun, that initial chemistry just fizzles out. And when it does, they often just pull away. And they don't really feel like they owe you an explanation. Okay, this one's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a very real part of dating today. Sometimes the simple reason for the silence is that their attention has moved on to someone else, someone they're more curious about or just feel a better vibe with. Look, if you feel like you've been put on the back burner, it's probably because you have. All right, let's move on to a reason that's a bit more calculated. For some people, silence isn't an accident. It's a tool. It's actually a game of control. They go quiet on purpose to make you anxious, to get you wondering, and ultimately to make you the one who caves and reaches out first. The more you react to their absence, the more power they feel like they have. And that brings us perfectly to our last point. Sometimes when we're really excited about someone, we just give too much, way too fast. Too much of our attention, too much of our effort, too much of ourselves. And it's a paradox, because instead of pulling them in, it can actually push them away. It's just a fundamental truth. People tend to value things they feel they've had to work for. Okay, so we've gone through all the whys, but now, right now, we're at the most crucial point of this entire explainer. This is the one shift in your thinking that will change absolutely everything. We tell ourselves it's confusing. We make up stories. Oh, they must be busy with work, or maybe they're just scared of their feelings. We have to stop that narrative right now. So here it is, the most important takeaway. Their silence is the answer you've been looking for. It's not a mystery you need to solve. It's a message. And it's clear, it's direct, and it's unambiguous. And honestly, it really is this simple. It's binary. If someone genuinely wants to be in your life, they will find a way, period. They will find the time. They will send the text, they will show up. And if they don't, they will find an excuse. There is no gray area here. It is that black and white. And understanding that that's how you take all of your power back. Suddenly, it's not about them anymore. It's about you. So let's talk about how to turn this realization into real, actual empowerment. So your very first step is this. You have to stop making excuses for them. Stop creating these elaborate stories in your head to justify their lack of effort. You have to see their actions or their inaction for exactly what it is. And this is maybe the most important boundary you can ever set for yourself. Your energy, your time, your affection, it is all so valuable.
So please, do not waste it chasing after someone who is not actively, enthusiastically choosing to be with you.
Because here's the final thought, the thing I really want you to take away. The moment you stop checking your phone, waiting for their text, and you start focusing on your own happiness, the moment you prioritize your own peace over their confusion, the moment you truly choose yourself, that's when the whole game changes. So ask yourself this. What would your life look like if you took all that energy you spend wondering about them and you invested all back into you?